I'm heading back over the Atlantic Ocean to the land of maple syrup, to the North American country that now has two versions of the Traitors. While I only know enough French to order myself something to eat, I shall not be covering the Quebec version. Instead, I'm diving into the English language version, the Traitors Canada Season 1. I shall also be covering the Traitors Canada Season 2, so subscribe for those videos. Back to Season 1, and we have our host Corinne, who is also the host for Quebec. This season is a mixed one with 8 celebrities from various different shows and 12 civilians. The only celebrity that was known to me is Miss Fierce Delicious, also known as Fierce, from her time on Canada's Drag Race. There were Big Brother and Survivor contestants amongst the celebrities. That doesn't always bode well in the world of the Traitors, so it will be interesting to see how well they fare in this game, or will their previous experience count for nothing? I always find the first episode the trickiest to talk about. For most versions, they don't show the first exit. For me, the murders and banishments are the juicier parts of the show. For this episode, we got the traitor picks and a mission, but it still had some interesting elements that could possibly have some repercussions. Before Corinne even had the chance to pick who the traitors were, we already heard our first lie. Trayvon told people that he was a server at a restaurant, when he's actually a public relations specialist. His reason for lying was that he didn't want to stand out as a threat. I'm not sure the others will take too kindly to lies when they're trying to figure out who the traitors are and who they might be able to trust. Not all lies get exposed, but if they find out, will it be because someone has caught him in a lie, or because Trayvon confesses to the truth? Kuzi, Melissa B and Mike were picked as traitors. A Big Brother player was an obvious pick because it always seems to be the go-to picks for traitors in the US version. I'm just glad Kuzi was the only one of the Big Brother contestants picked. Melissa B the Realtor was a name that was bandied about amongst the faithfuls. Many mentioned how Melissa B changed after everyone removed their blindfold. One of the people who happened to notice was her fellow traitor Kuzi. All this before they even got to meet in the conclave.
My grandma is home in Alberta and she knows that Melissa B is a traitor.
Am I sensing a short traitor stint incoming? Another name floating about was Donna, the psychic medium. One of the most unfortunate professions to be walking in the world of the traitors. Often the one who is amongst the early murders because they're deemed a threat, but they so often say the wrong names anyway. I wasn't sure if everyone was aware of Donna's profession, but there were so many suspicions about her. If they were all aware she was a psychic, why didn't people think she might have foreseen who the traitors were? Or maybe the change in her demeanour was because she could feel the shift in the energy of those that were picked as traitors. I'm surprised Mike wasn't a name floating about because of his profession, though I'm not sure the magician told them that he was also a mentalist. This could bode well in a couple of ways. He might be less easy to detect, but also better at manipulating the faithfuls. Both Melissa B and Mike started throwing names around, though Mike's choice might have a bit more weight. Using Kevin was a good move because he's a poker player and he appeared on Big Brother. Two big reasons to think he could have been chosen as a traitor. It's always interesting to see how quickly alliances or at least bonds are formed in the first episode. Erica, Kevin and Kuzi gravitated to each other because Erica was on Survivor and Kevin and Kuzi were on Big Brother. Their previous experiences of TV gameplay instantly made them form a central group of trust between them. Just a shame for two of them that they're doing this with a traitor. They weren't the only ones Kevin was trying to build an alliance with. It was more of a case of who is Kevin not trying to form an alliance with, as he seemed to go around most of the contestants. It was funny hearing them all mention what Kevin had said to them. It was like watching a bunch of people find out they were dating or married to the same person. Kevin wants to play the game aggressively, though most of the time that doesn't work out very well. Players like this either find themselves murdered by the traitors or banished because everyone else either finds them suspicious or the traitors manipulate the others to vote them out. There's a contrast in how Kevin wants to play the game versus Donna. She already recognizes a fine balance that will be required to get further in the game. Can't be too aggressive or too passive. There was no high stakes scenario of a shield or dagger to win during the mission, so it was just a standard mission to start filling up the prize pot. They managed to complete the task, adding $20,000 to the prize pot, but it wasn't without incident. With Trayvon having asthma, the mission proved too much for him and the medical team had to be involved when Trayvon fell to the ground after running for most of the mission. Erica, Fierce, Kevin, and May were the names mentioned for murder, though Melissa B thinks May would most likely find herself banished, so there would be no need to murder her. Let's see if her prediction comes to fruition. With the likelihood of a banishment in episode 2, will Melissa B survive the first banishment, or will the faithful banish one of their own?